Today we're going to talk about how to make a Z-chart. Now, a Z-chart, like I showed you yesterday, let me minimize this here. A Z-chart is exactly what it sounds like. Hold on. Yeah, it's going to move slow. There we go. It's exactly what it sounds like. You take a piece of paper and you make a Z across it. This kind of chart like this you can use for a story that you read, a novel. You can use it for an informational article. You can use it when you're reading a science or history textbook or another kind of textbook, because it gives you a room up here at the top to put a title. Then it says 5 key facts, events, or ideas. If you're reading social studies or science, you're going to be looking for facts that you want to put in there. If you're reading a story, you might want to look for the events of the story. If you're reading a poem or a speech or something like that, or a persuasive argument, you're going to be looking for the ideas that are in there. So you can use this strategy anytime you read anything, and it will help you out. All right, the story that we're going to talk about is Echo and Narcissus. And I'm going to read you a story, and then we're going to go back and you guys are going to read the play. All right, The Gossip and Vanity, the story of Echo and Narcissus. If you lived on Mount Olympus and wanted to find out anything about anyone, you would ask Echo. She made it her business to mind everyone else's. One day, as Echo was eavesdropping on a friendly conversation between Zeus and a lovely nymph, she saw Zeus's wife, Hera, storming toward them. Before Hera could get a glimpse of Zeus, Echo grabbed her arm and began updating her on the latest gossip about the gods, leaving out Zeus, of course. Now, just a little background. Zeus was a very bad boy. He was always cheating on Hera. And Hera was always trying to catch him. And when she did, she never really said or did anything to Zeus, but she always punished the women that he cheated with. Stop your chatter, girl. Can't you see I'm in a hurry? I'm looking for my husband. I haven't seen him, but I just saw Poseidon heading that way, and you'll never guess who was with him. Echo continued to distract the powerful goddess with her endless prattle, while Zeus sneaked away from the scene. Hera turned around just in time to see her husband and realized that this impudent nymph was trying to trick her. In her fury, she punished Echo with a cruel curse. Echo would never be able to speak again, except to repeat the last words that others spoke to her. Trying to trick the queen of the gods, this will serve you right. You right? Of course I'm right. I'm a goddess. Echo wandered aimlessly through the woods, where she came upon Narcissus, the most beautiful young man ever to grace Mount Olympus. Echo caught one glimpse, that face, those eyes, that hair, and instantly fell in love. She rushed to meet Narcissus, who was annoyed to be followed by yet another girl. What do you want? You want? I don't want anything. Don't tell me you're another one of these foolish girls who think that they love me. Love me? No, I won't love you. I've yet to find anyone worthy of my love. Narcissus turned to leave, and Echo was devastated. First she had lost her voice, and now she was losing her heart to Narcissus. She hid herself in a cave and wept endlessly until her body withered away and all that remained was her voice, an echo. Now, a little more background on here. Narcissus, there was another goddess in the woods at the same time, and she heard all the ugly things that Narcissus said to Echo. And she was like, no, I don't like this. We're not going to let him get by with that. So what she did is she cursed Narcissus with, he would fall in love with someone who could never and would never return his affection. So let's see what happens to him. Meanwhile, Narcissus had stopped for a drink of water by a pool, where he saw the most beautiful face he had ever laid eyes on. And he finally discovered what it meant to be in love. But when Narcissus reached out to touch the fair skin and golden locks, The face vanished beneath the ripples of water. "Come back. Don't leave me. Can't you see we're perfect for each other?" When the water became still, the perfectly carved face reappeared, but every time Narcissus tried to touch it, the face disappeared in the waves. Narcissus vowed he would wait there forever for his beloved to come out. Little did he know that he had fallen in love with his own reflection. Narcissus waited day and night until a god took pity on him and changed him into a golden flower, and there he remained, a golden narcissus flower growing by the water. All right. Now, this type of myth, let me give you a little bit of background on mythology. There are hero myths, there are Odyssey myths, where they go on trips and treks and things like that. This particular kind of myth right here is what you call an etiological myth. Everybody say etiological. Etiological. All right. The etymology of a word in the dictionary tells where the word came from. An etiological myth, and yes, you will impress people if you know what that word means. An etiological myth tells you where something came from. Mythology was their attempt to explain the universe. They did not understand, first of all, that the earth moved around the sun at some point in history. They did not know this. So what they did was they made up stories that said how things happened and how to explain science. Okay, well, a god pulls a chariot or rides in a chariot that pulls the sun across the sky. That was how they explained day and night. There were other myths of how the seasons came to be and things like that. And those are all etiological myths. I want to say Persephone and Demeter might be the one about the seasons. I'm not sure. Did anybody choose Persephone and Demeter? I'm not sure, but I know there's a myth that has to do with the seasons. Now, an etiological myth or a creation story, they're the same thing. There are creation stories in every genre of, or let's say every society of literature. All right, we have the Bible that gives us a creation story. Also in the Eastern culture, the Hebrew culture. Babylonians had their own creation story called the Epic of Gilgamesh. It explained how the world was created. It also had a flood story in there, just like we have in the Bible. So people have always attempted to explain how did things happen. Well, this is their explanation. So an etiological myth is one that tells you where something came from. In this story of Echo and Narcissus, what are the two things that it explains? What two things does it tell you where they come from? Echoes. They didn't understand how sound waves worked, so this is how they said it happened. All right, what's the other one? Hint, it was a plant. The flower. There you go, the narcissus flower. Now, also, their mythology, human nature has not changed that much over thousands and thousands of years. People still get jealous, right? You still see that in today's society. Men get jealous if their wives misbehave. Women get jealous when their husbands misbehave. Okay, these things happen. They still happen, and it explains a lot of human characteristics. They're not unlike people today. All right, now let's take this story and let's start putting it into a Z chart. We might go back and do the play later. All right, let's see. Let's look at our Z chart. All right. The first thing that you're going to put on your Z chart is your title. Now remember, make sure you change use insert text box to do it, and make sure you change the font to black so that you'll see it, because otherwise, I do not know why, it reverts to white print and you cannot see white letters on a white page. Doesn't work. All right, so make sure you get your title on here. Now it says 5 key facts, events, or ideas. We just read a story, so what are we looking for? Events. Okay. What's the first thing that takes place to kind of set the stage for the story? What? Okay. Is that the first thing, or is there something that backs that up? Hera, what was she doing? All right. So Zeus had gone to flirt with some nymphs, and Hera followed him. All right. You do not have to write long, drawn-out explanations on these. These can be short and to the point. Because you know the story, you just need a reminder of the order of events and the things that were important. All right, so after Hera follows him, then what happens? All right, so Echo interferes, right? Echo distracts Hera, and because she does that, Hera curses her. You don't even have to write down what the curse was because you know what it was, that she can only repeat the last words of others. All right, after that, what happens? Narcissus. Okay, so Narcissus comes into the picture, right? Echo falls in love with Narcissus, who rejects her. All right. So what happens after that?
She goes and weeps in the cave.
Yeah, she runs away. She runs away. Okay. All right, she runs away, but now keep in mind that myth stories sometimes are told in slightly different versions. So we're going to say here that, Narcissus is in the picture and he falls in love with his own reflection. And let's take that last event and what happened to both of them. Okay. They both died, right?
Yeah.
They're gone.
Really
All right. I know, it's sad, isn't it? All right. It's kind of like Shakespeare. Everybody dies at the end. Echo dies in a cave and Narcissus becomes a flower. Okay? So that's that. Now, notice over here on this side it says create a graphic that illustrates the story, main idea, or belief. Now, if you wanted to Google images that had to do with Echo and Narcissus, what are some things that you could look up? Pictures that would represent it. A flower, what?
Or a cave.
Okay, a cave. All right, what else?
A mirror versus reflection.
All right, yes, exactly, a mirror.
Okay.
Okay, what about a heart?
Oh, yeah.
Is it a love story?
Yeah.
What about a broken heart? There you go. All right. So what I did when I did mine is I searched for a narcissus flower with a mirror. And this is the image that it came up with for me. All right. So the narcissus flower in front of a mirror. So that represents the story. Now, if you were doing this on paper, you would draw this. But since we are paperless, you may Google for an image. All right, and then down here at the bottom, it says one powerful quotation from the text or you. Now, if you can't find a quotation in that story, which there really wasn't a lot to quote in that story, you could write a one-sentence reflection. All right, just one sentence about it. That's all you got to do. It is. It's a sad story. I know, right? Oh, that is a good one. Okay. All right, now, before we move on, are there any questions about what to put on your Z chart? Now, just out of curiosity, how long did it take us to create a Z chart?
Like 5.
Like 5 minutes, maybe, right? 10 when you count how long it took us to read the story, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so your Z chart will not take you very long at all. All right. Now, so these are our 5 events, right? And let's take a look at your storyboard. It has 5 key frames. So again, all you're going to do is you're going to go back to your Z chart. You're going to take this first event, Zeus goes to flirt with nymphs and Hera follows him. And you're going to put that right here in key frame 1. Zeus goes to flirt with the nymphs and Hera follows him. And key frame 2, you're going to put event number 2. Key frame 3, event number 3. You get the idea. Now, this storyboard right here, this is where you're going to go into detail about how you're going to tell your story. Echo and Narcissus, let's say that he's the star football player and she's just a little nerd girl at school. Okay? Could be just a little nerd girl, all right? And she falls in love with him, but he's mean and hateful, okay? So you could say your setting would be a high school, and you could talk about who the characters would be. Maybe they go to the mall. Maybe Hera is chasing after them through the mall. Maybe Zeus goes trying to hide in a camping store. But, you know, malls have fountains, so you could make it fun, and maybe she shoves people in the fountain when she's running. Okay? That's what I mean by updating your story, telling it a different way. All right, before we go to the next step, does that make sense? All right, got that. Okay. Now, I am going to, and I'm going to pause the video for just a second. All right, just to give you a little idea of how you can update your play, how you can update your story, we're going to go through and we're going to read a little bit of this play right here. All right. Echo, that is you.
Okay.
Zeus, that is you.
Cheat on your life a little bit.
Hera,
Yeah.
that is you. Okay, so we got Echo, Zeus, and Hera. I need a Narcissus.
Yeah, who's rude?
Narcissus? Okay.
Excuse me, I'm not.
All right, here we go.
It was made for me.
And I need a chorus 1, a chorus 2, and a nymph 1 and a nymph 2. All right, Imani, you are chorus 1, you are chorus 2, you are nymph 1, and you are nymph 2. All right? All right, everybody has a part. You're going to have to keep up. All right, are you ready? You got to keep up. And I think I want you to all move right up here and sit on the floor so you can see and read your parts so that you'll be able to be heard in the video. So come on, hurry up. Hurry up, let's go.
Yeah, you're the Echo. I'm here. Come on, dude.
All right, quiet on the set. Here we go. Remember your parts? All right. Chorus 1, chorus 2, nymph 1, nymph 2,
I can't read words.
Narcissus, Zeus, Hera, Echo. All right, here we go.
Zeus, the mightiest of the gods, was married to Hera, the goddess of marriage.
Zeus, being a powerful god,
Speak
was
up.
popular with the ladies. He liked to flirt, as you will see. Hera will have none of it.
Oh, what a beautiful day. I think I'll pop on down to earth and walk in the woods a bit.
Walk in the woods, huh? Are you sure you're not going down there to flirt with the nymph?
Flirt? Nymphs? Me? No, don't be silly. Why would I flirt with nymphs when I have a beautiful wife like you?
Well, perhaps you're right. Okay, go for a walk. Be home for dinner.
Ta-da, my dear.
Hera, what is this?
Are you going to believe Zeus' story?
Y'all have to speak up, okay?
No way, he must be kidding. I trust him about as far as I can throw him. And that isn't far. Oh well, it's nothing. That a little careful spying won't take care of.
Now that sounds more like Hera.
Meanwhile, on Earth, 3 nymphs are in a meadow.
What a beautiful day for picking flowers. It's awesome.
Okay, Echo, you have some stage direction here. You have to talk really, really fast and like you can't take a breath and all that kind of stuff because you are just full of words to say. Okay, can you do that?
Maybe, okay.
All right, go.
Well, the weather report shows a cold front moving in. Soon there will be clouds and pretty heavy winds, maybe even some rain. I really don't mind the rain, though it does help the beautiful flowers grow. And I love flowers. I think my favorite is the violets. However, I'm also quite fond of the event's primrose.
Echo, slow down. You sure love to talk.
Ladies, good morning. How are you?
Oh, hello, Zeus. It's so nice to see you.
Look, here comes Hera.
Oh,
Oh no, my wife, Echo, be a dear. Distract Hera while my friend's here and I make a quick getaway. Thanks, love.
Echo has a job to do.
She must distract Hera with her gifts, her gift of that.
Will Hera fall for it?
Come now, you know her better than that.
I was only sure I heard Zeus's voice and some high-pitched giggling. That can only mean one thing. Now where are they?
Good morning, Hera.
Oh, hello, Echo. Have you seen my husband?
Seen? Well, I'm not sure I would trust my eyes right now. You see, this early spring pollen really makes my eyes water, and I can't see very well with my eyes all teared up. I never used to suffer from allergies, but now it's sneeze, sneeze, sneeze all the time.
Hush, girl. I'm sure I heard him, and I think you know where he is. Now tell me.
Well, you know, sounds can be deceiving. Once I thought I heard a
Cyclops?
Cyclops coming towards me. I was sure of it. I panicked and hid, shaking all the while. Turning out, it was just a gentle deer walking among the leaves, and there I was shaking in my sandals. By the way, those are lovely sandals you're wearing. Where'd you get them?
Enough. I'm sure he got away by now. Thanks for your chatter. From now on, you will be almost silent. You will only be able to speak the last word someone else.
I'll say.
Sorry, Echo.
We thought you knew better.
Into Narcissus.
A man who is his own best friend.
I love me. It's me I love. My beauty comes from the gods above.
God's above.
Who's there?
Who's there?
Come out.
Come out.
Oh, so you're playing a joke on me. Well, I won't have it. Show yourself this instant.
This instant.
Silly girl. I suppose you are so awestruck by my beauty that you have lost the ability to speak properly. Surely you love me.
Love me.
Love you? Never. No one is good enough for me. How dare you love me?
Love me. Love me.
Scream. Ah!
Ah!
And so Narcissus rejects Echo.
As he has done to so many men before.
Imagine that girl thinking I could love her. Ha! She's just like all the rest. Oh well, who can blame them? I'm quite the dream boat. And speaking of boat, there's a delightful pond. I think I'll have a drink.
Narcissus bends down to drink from the pond. Echo sees Narcissus and hides so she can watch him.
Well, well, well. What do we have here? Hello, my lovely. Oh, you're shy. How charming. You certainly are beautiful. Oh, well, no need to speak. I'm happy just to lie here and gaze upon you. Perhaps just one small kiss as well.
So Narcissus bends toward the water to kiss his reflection, but as soon as he touches the water, his reflection disappears.
Oh no, where did you go? Oh, I have frightened you away. Please come back. Oh, thank goodness. There you are. I'll behave and just look at you.
Narcissus gazes lovely at his reflection.
Can't stand it. I must embrace you.
Narcissus grabs at the water and his reflection disappears altogether.
You're gone. Oh, I can't live without you. I won't. Goodbye, cruel world.
Cruel world.
Narcissus. He has died of love for himself.
Look, where he lies is now fine. It shall be called a Narcissus.
And what became of Echo? She fled to the cave and almost perished from the love for Echo.
If you are ever near that cave, you will hear her speak the last words anyone says.
Look, here comes Zeus and the nymphs.
Hey, cool flower.
It's awesome. Can I have it, Zeus?
Yes, you may.
Oh, of course, my pet.
Watch it, Zeus. Here comes Hera.
Big.
Oh, that was your line. Hera, so nice to. Lovely day. Let's get out of here.
Gods.
Let's go.
Yeah, we don't want to miss this.
You wait till we get
All right, good job. All right, so do you get the idea of how you can kind of update it? Yeah, they were walking in the woods, but they could have taken this to any setting. All
I
right?
just imagine the girl's face when she said that. He has died from love of himself.
All right. Yeah. All right. Are there any questions? Listen up, guys. Still, we're shooting a screencast here. Are there any questions about making your Z chart, your storyboard, or updating the story that you think might be really helpful to everyone else watching? Any questions? You feel pretty confident with this? All right. Good job. Let's get to work on your Z chart and storyboard then.